But Pacino, what about Vito? Do we see when Vito was a child? Because that's a different story. Vito was a different one than Al. Al was Vito's, the one that came after Vito took power as the Godfather. But was the Godfather born rich or was he born struggling? I'm fairly sure the story of the Godfather was that he struggled and became rich with the family. Like he made his family rich. He started from struggle. And then he took over and whatnot and yada yada. That's kind of like me. I didn't come from, you see me, you know why my shirt looks like this? Because I'm cooking my own meals. I don't do the Uber Eats. I don't do nothing like that. I cook it myself from scratch most of the time, and I'm enjoying my seat and everything. Now my seat's leather, but hey, this is a nice new one. I'm not gonna have this one forever, but look at the one Al's in this. I know some people they're Uber eating and all that. They can't even afford a seat to sit down at. So, and I got the table to have a meal like this. Who's bringing the bread? Who's bringing the olive oil? Who's bringing the salt and the pepper? Because guess what? I don't have any right now. I don't have bread. I don't have olive oil. I don't have salt and pepper. And I don't have none of this fucking beverage or nothing either. And I don't have these decanters either. Because I used to have one decanter. Unfortunately, my mom gave it back to me, but through my tours. And I got a video with the decanter in it. It's a very expensive crystal decanter. This was something I generally do not want to have to waste a decanter. But I wasted a decanter for the movie, okay? Like multiple. Actually, there's a decanter up in this wall here, but hey, I want many decanters. But this decanter, this was a $200 decanter, and it smashed. I didn't get the video of it smashing, but you have the sound effects in the. I have a video of it. When I dropped the duffel bag, you can hear the sound effect. Sound effect. That was a very expensive real crystal decanter, and that's in one that nobody's watched really. But that's what I did because I'm like that. Anyways, the thing what we wanted to see was the Godfather is when he was young. Puzo, Mario Puzo. Richard Conte, I heard of him before. Diane Keaton, heard of her. Of course, Al. Marlon Brando. You got James Caan, and then you got that Mario Puzo. Mario Puzo. Really, he's the godfather of all the godfathers, if you really think about it. He's the one that wrote it, isn't he? Wrote the screenplay. He's the hands with the puppet. He's the puppeteer. That's a whole other thing to get into is the puppeteering and how that is. Paramount Pictures. I do enjoy a great Paramount film or picture when you see that mountain and whatnot. And I've seen quite a few of Paramount. Would have been something to see in the theaters in the 70s, 80s, or what have you, whenever it was. What came out in the 70s? And then what about The Godfather Part 3? The Godfather Part 2? Oh my goodness. I still need to rewatch it again. Uh, I sort of know number one. No, no, no. Number two. Yeah, I think number two is the one I know the best. Is it number two? When Al takes, I think that's number two, isn't it? When Al takes power? Fairly sure. So I know number two, and I don't know number three very good. I remember getting into number three, but number one, I still have yet to get into, I think. No, here's the number one. It might be number two and number three where I can't recollect. What about before number one? That's what I want to see, the prequel. But is this guy still around? Francis Ford, the director. Talking millions they've made off this one. Marlon Brando, there he is right there. That's the guy that played the Godfather. He's since passed. Darn it. You might be able to score somebody, a lookalike or something that could play a young Brando or something. Or the thing is, I'm too large to be, say, him. But I guess that's me. Maybe I'm the young Godfather. And then you watch the actual Godfather when he's got the mansion and all that with the large family. I mean, we've never seen the Godfather start with the hard work because it all started with hard work. You didn't just get it. Maybe something of this sort. Boys working hard in a pasta factory in 1929 in Italy. Got people talking about it. It's so sad that children this young were so capable back then, and nowadays kids this age can barely tie their shoes. It's not the kids, it's the parents. I had a hard time tying my shoe too. I had Velcros. Uh, Velcros. Uh, I loved my Velcro shoes though. And I didn't see anything wrong with Velcro shoes. I kind of want another pair of Velcro shoes. Yeah, I used to walk around in the Velcros. Could keep going and say I also had a pair of Heelys and whatnot as well. Those were also some of my favorite shoes. Were my Heelys with the wheel on the bottom of them. Oh my gosh! And then my cousin got into them when he got a little bit older. He was a little bit younger than me, so I got into the Heelys down in Florida. And then when I had seen my cousin, he had the Heelys and he was going through the airport. I remember. We used, oh my God. And I think at one time we both had Heelys at the same time, me and my cousin Aiden. I can pull him up on Facebook if he wants to show, but we had Heelys, man. Heelys, and I still want a pair of Heelys, but I feel like I'd break my hips in them. But these were the funnest of times, and man, oh man, would you go fast? You would go so fast on these Heelys, I swear. Like, surprisingly fast. Backwards, all different ones. Yeah, man, these were the funnest. But you got to be very careful. Some people even wear helmets when they have them. I remember in school, Heelys became such a big epidemic or what have you that they would make sure that you had no wheels in yours because people would walk around with the wheels in them to be able to. Roll.